Welcome to the Sheepless Life podcast. We are your hosts, Ivonne Delaflor
and Séverine Naessens, and we are the founders of the Sheepless Life Academy. Join us at sheeplesslife.com for a free and exclusive masterclass on sheepless living.
We created this podcast for women like you, who are ready and eager to live and lead without the herd mentality.
Women who are ready to be, not who your parents told you to be.
Not who the system expects you to be.
Not who the media wants you to be.
But who you can truly become.
So relax, step out of the herd for a moment.
Grab something to sip on and have a pencil at hand just in case you feel the urge to take some notes.
Let's get the show on the road.
Hey, Happy New Year! Hey,
that's awesome, Séverine.
Welcome everyone to this podcast number 35. I'm really excited. It is the 2nd of January 2019, a brand new year and a brand new list of topics we have prepared for you for this year. For this podcast, and on this side, Séverine Naessens, and on the other side, the wonderful Ivonne Delaflor. Hi, Yvonne. Happy New Year.
Hi. Your excitement is super contagious. I really felt like the new year was happening right now with you. Literal, I've been super zen, and suddenly I was like, I want to party.
Yes.
I swear to you.
Well, I'll drink a sip of my coffee to that. Cheers.
me, my green matcha.
Oh, yummy green matcha. I see you have been doing tea ceremonies lately, haven't you?
Yes, well, that's something that I love. Well, you too. Actually,
Yes.
I just opened a gift that you gave me. What was it? 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
2 years ago, and you gave me this incredible green tea.
Yes.
Some of the most like rarest teas, and my little teacups. I was like, oh my gosh, yeah. But I've been for years. I have had the habit of hosting tea ceremonies. I'm bringing tea masters to my home after rebirthing or meditation, and I just returning to that. I actually have all my tea sets, everything. So I'm excited. But you know what? I could take over the podcast. So let's go back to the topic.
Well, one of the apparently one of your New Year's proposals is to bring back those tea ceremonies and do more of that. And
Yes.
Today we're actually going to talk about specifically about creating sustainable habits. Because many people, we tend to make a little list or maybe a long list, depending, of things we want to do in the new year, things we want to change in the new year. And it's a great time for reflection as the end of a year comes to closing, and we set up this list of things that we want to do. And it's really important if you are going to create new habits, especially with new ones, or the old ones that didn't really work, to make those changes and make those habits sustainable. So that's what we're going to speak about today. And Yvonne, you were sharing with me earlier a couple of steps that you want to share with our audience, and I think they're absolutely fantastic. So I'll hand it over to you.
So first of all, before we start talking about sustainable habits, we got to speak about which habits and which goals we wanted to change before. Like, we need to get a number in order for us to create that sustainable change that we're seeking for. What do I mean with that? I'm going to ask you a very simple question, those of you listening to this podcast. How many times, how many years have you set the goal of starting a new year, the same goal as before? Like, I want to lose weight. I'm going to go to the gym every day. I'm going to schedule my activities. I'm going to do yoga on Mondays. I'm going to run on Tuesdays. I'm going to eat healthy on Wednesdays. I'm going to save money every once a month on Thursdays and blah, 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 reinvest in my business. My question is not what type of goals, but how many times have you set a goal that is the same that repeats in the past? And get a number. Get a number. Like, if you say, I wanted to get fit on 2015, 16, 17, 18, and now 19, that's number 5. You see, get a number, because then you will know, okay, something is not working in the way I'm setting up my goal, in the way I'm setting up my desire to change an habit. So what you do, instead of beating yourself up because you are not consistent, and you, as many people in the world do, after 21st days of the 21st day of January becomes the day where many people start thinking, next year I'll set up my goals, next year we will make it happen. So for that not to happen to you, get a number. And how are you setting up your goals? How are you writing them down? That you are repeating the same habit as the past that didn't help you sustain that habit into resourcefulness, into a way that you could achieve your results that you want. So the first step for sustainable habits is for you to think, how many times have you set up the same goal?
Interesting.
Any of these resonates with you?
Oh,
Seve?
Absolutely. Because I have set the same goal, and some years I actually made it, and then other years I haven't.
Yeah.
And
it's
uh-huh.
Yes, because just a data that I wrote down here for the people of the podcast, it says, and this is from the Kaizen that we're going to talk about, but within 4 months, 25% of the resolutions of the New Year's are abandoned. Some people abandon them the 21 days after they didn't really sustain that amazing energy of the new year. A lot of people, but 25% within 4 months of having set up the goal, they give up.
Wow.
Because, and we're going to talk that in that podcast, but the next week, but because they keep establishing, setting in motion goals the same way that they did it before. So get a number. When you get a number, it's like stepping up in a scale. It's like checking your bank account. If you get a number and you don't judge the number, but instead you say, okay, the fitness thing is like, I've been 10 years trying to get fit, right? Okay, so maybe you have not been specific enough on what is of you that you want to get fit. You got fit in setting up the same goal, right? But maybe you can be more specific. I want to get fit in like losing not body weight, but body fat.
Body fat,
just
yes.
one little step. There's a great book by Robert Moore that he wrote, The Kaizen Way, called One Small Step Can Change Your Life. So if instead of thinking of the big goals, which is in leadership, you want to think big, but you also want to master the art of thinking small, because it's in the detail that excellence is birthed, that sustainability is achieved. So remember this well, one small step can change your life. So instead of going for the big, trying to eat the whole cake of the goal in one bite the first days of the year, set up a goal like for fitness and say, every day I will walk 5 minutes more than the day before. Suddenly you will have a full workout. Or every day I will drink 1 more glass of water than I did the day before. And suddenly you have your 3 liters of water.
Yes.
Think small steps, how they can change your life. So you build strong foundations and create sustainable results that serve you. Because if you go back into being that 25% of people that drop their goals in the year, you're going to head up to the next new year. You're going to say cheers, and you're going to listen to our podcast next year. And it's going to be the same. So, yeah,
because
I don't want to be like depressing, but yeah.
But it's true that oftentimes we set a goal, especially physically. We want to lose 10 pounds and drop 2 dress sizes and be extremely fit, and we want to look like a supermodel by the end of the year. Somehow we forget to plan those small steps, and I think it's a really great idea. What you just put out there is to make small steps, to put small goals in front of you to reach that bigger goal, and you will reach that bigger goal a lot faster and with less stress. It becomes doable if you break it down, right?
Yes, break it down. Like my time management mentor, my time management coach, he always used to say, where I changed that, I think we spoke about it in a podcast. He says, Ivonne, how do you eat an elephant? And I was like, I was really vegan back then. I was really believing all of my thoughts of being vegan. Now I'm just like a healthy eater, and I don't label myself as that. But he used to say, how do you eat an elephant? I'm like, I don't eat elephant, but he's like, well, one piece at a time. And then we changed it because, some people will get offended if we said that we don't eat elephants. But you want to fall in love with taking small steps. You want to really be like a kung fu, like a tai chi master of goals. You really want to focus on this. This is the Kaizen way, it's called, which is one small step every day that can change your life. And now the second thing, is now the third thing. I think I just covered all the topics we were going to say, but and if not, you let me know, Sebe.
Mm-hmm.
But the other one is there's a belief that I'm going to invite people to defy, to inquire, to challenge. There's a collective universal belief that says that change is hard. That is, that's like a virus that people believe that change is hard. It doesn't have to be if you fall in love with taking small steps. The thing is that we want to see results before even doing the work.
Yes.
We want to see the money in the bank before even delivering services. We want to see the people that we love falling in love with us deeper without us investing in them. We want to be praised, respected, adored, recognized without us doing the same for ourselves or others. So there is an incredible power on the seeds that we plant. In the seed that we plant, in the small resides the big changes, the big accomplishments, and the big transformations of sustainability that always happen when you plant a seed in the here and now. So just remember this year, when you are setting up goals, when you are living your desire, when you want to live your desired results, fall in love with the small steps. Because without the small being in your awareness, you are going to quit very soon, or you are going to seek a new entertainment, a next relationship, something that can feed your immediate gratification needs instead of long sustainability, instead of long sustainable results. And with that, I promise you something, your habits won't be sustainable. You won't achieve your goals. You will be celebrating if you have life. Because all of us can agree, Sebe, that we don't know if we're going to live tomorrow.
Oh, no, we have to make
we
the
don't
fullest...
know if we're not going to live tomorrow. So
No idea.
To set goals is to also just think long term, but also be aware of the small step. And the most important small step is to realize that we're present in this moment. If you have awareness and presence in this moment, you are going to give so much love to the detail, to the seed, to learning how to wait, to learning how to take action even in the waiting. And in learning how to take action even in the waiting, you are going to increase the power of your faith. And when you increase the power of your faith, you increase the power of mindfulness. And with mindfulness, you increase the ability to create longer, sustainable results for all the goals you set up. I think I took over the podcast.
Well, I'm happy you did, because it's very interesting, and you are a great example to me and to many of us who are around you of creating new habits and of discipline. And something that I've also learned is that we've been told that you create a new habit in 21 days. However, in my experience, and I think you can concur with me, is that if you do it for 90 days instead of 21 days, the habit gets rooted a lot deeper, and it actually becomes part of your daily routine. You overcome the challenge of creating the habit by doing it longer than just 21 days.
Exactly. And, just to leave something useful for the people here, you really recommend reading the Kaizen Way. It's spelled Kaizen. And Kaizen very quickly has two definitions. Number one is using very small steps to improve an habit, a process, or a product, business people. And number two is using very small moments. This is what I'm driven by. Using very small moments to inspire new inventions, new products, new relationships, new habits, and new decisions that can change your life. So it's two things, very simple. Using small steps to improve an habit, and using very small moments to keep you inspired as you go through this new year, through every single moment in every single area of your life. So, one small step can change your life and can help you sustain the same thing, sustainable results in this new year and every day of your life.
Yes, I love it. I love it. And I have a very small list of things I want to do. And we've already started yesterday. So it's a good,
I love
it's
that.
great.
We already started yesterday. I love that.
Yes,
Very
because
cool.
It's a great.
I like that for taking action.
Yes,
it already happened yesterday.
It already happened.
For that,
yesterday.
I do like the past.
we are already a work in motion. So working on it every single day. And to finish off this podcast, we have set up a schedule for the coming podcast, and we have a great topic for next week. We will be speaking about public enemy number 1. Won't tell you who that is right now. Just listen to us next week on
Public enemy is gonna be fun.
Oh yes, lots of fun, like every single time. Well, thank you so much.
We don't need to celebrate. I don't need to tell you. We don't need to celebrate because your greeting for this podcast was so exciting that even in my Zen mode that I'm in, I suddenly felt like I need to party.
Anytime. Anytime. All right, you have a great day, and we'll hear you next week. Bye-bye.
Subscribe to this weekly podcast on iTunes, Google Play, or Stitcher. Share your thoughts with us on Facebook.com/Sheepless Life Academy and learn firsthand how to live a sheepless life with Ivonne and receive an exclusive in-depth masterclass at sheeplesslife.com.